Hello and welcome back to Here We Tow. So today we're heading off again and we're going to Minehead. Now Minehead is a coastal town in West Somerset. It's about 40 minutes from the M5. You can reach it either from Taunton or Bridgwater, and I'll talk a bit more about that when we get on the road. You can come from further west, as if you're coming from Devon, along the, I think it's the A39, but that'll take you via Porlock Hill, and I wouldn't overly recommend that route if you can avoid it. So yeah, so we're going to head off to Minehead. Now we're going to be staying at the Caravan and Motorhome Club site there. I've booked a pitch. It's about £26 a night for a hard standing pitch at Minehead Caravan and Motorhome Club site, but it's in a really good position. So from that site with the motorhome, we're going to be able to walk straight into Minehead. Again, I'll show you that, and I'll also talk a bit about parking as well, if you did want to drive your motorhome into Minehead. There's also a caravan, a camping and caravanning club site in Minehead. That's for motorhomes only due to the accessibility. I'm having a real problem with my talking today, aren't I? Due to accessibility, that is for campervans and motorhomes only, and that's situated more on what I'd call the hill. So what I'll do is when we get to the Caravan and Motorhome Club site, I'll give you a look round, and then we'll venture off on foot down into Minehead, show you the town centre and the seafront. It's a really good spot actually for doing a bit of walking. Fudge will be with me, you'll be pleased to know. He's still a little bit stiff at the moment, is Fudge, bless him, but he's well up for it. I've had a word with him and he's well up for it. My fridge is a bit of a disaster, to be fair. There's absolutely nothing in it. Because we're only going for a couple of nights, I've actually not put anything in the fridge. I've got some Pepsi Max and I've got a block of Dairy Milk Dime chocolate, and that is it, because tonight we're going to get some tea in Minehead, so I'm not taking food, and then tomorrow morning we'll probably grab some breakfast out. So that is the plan for this tour. So what we'll do is we'll dive into the cab and we'll set off and get on our way to Minehead. And I'm just being joined by Jules.
Come on, time to go.
That rocking is Jules stepping in. So yeah, so let's, we'll get Fudge on board, we'll get on board and we'll get set off. So I'll see you on the way. So that's it, we're on the road. That's as difficult as it was. I spoke a minute ago about the best route up. Yeah, the A39 will come from Bridgwater. So if you were coming from the north to Minehead, you'd come down the M5 and you'd probably come through Bridgwater and up the A39. The A39 is quite a windy road and it's pretty narrow in places, and it's very popular with very big wagons. The A39 is used by the wagons to get up to Minehead. So if you were in an 8-foot wide caravan, or not in it and towing it, or in a larger motorhome, I personally would have a good think about the A39, especially if you're not overly confident. You might scare yourself to death. The other route is from carrying down the M5 a little bit further and then coming off at Taunton, and that would bring you up the A38, and that's a much wider, less winding road, and you don't get the big HGV traffic. Both the roads do meet in a village, and from there they become the A39, and that will bring you out through the likes of Carhampton and also through Dunster, which is just where we're coming to now. Now these traffic lights, if you're actually to turn left at these lights, that'll take you up to Dunster, which is a little village. It's quite nice. Motorhome parking is not going to be overly easy there, but there is Dunster Castle as well. So from where the A39 and 38 meet, there are a couple of pinch points, again if you've got an 8-foot wide caravan or a larger motorhome, but it's nothing too bad, don't worry about it. And then you're out onto like this road here, which this is now the road straight into Minehead, the 39. As you can see, it's quite a straightforward road. At the end of here we're going to come to a roundabout. Now to get to the Minehead Caravan and Motorhome Club site, we're actually going to just go straight over. If you're wanting to go to the seafront, you can turn right at this roundabout, and that road will take you straight down onto the main beach road. So just remember that. Also, if you turn right at this roundabout, you're going to find Lidl, Morrison's and Tesco's. All of those have got really good car parks, so if you're wanting to stock up your fridge or your freezer, where you need to go. The Morrison's, interestingly enough, also has a petrol station. It's got AdBlue on the pump, which is great for your motorhome, and it's also got LPG. We're going to go tomorrow morning and fill our safe fill up. I think it's about 57 pence. So this is the roundabout I'm talking about. Now we're going straight over. It's signposted Minehead Town Centre, Porlock and Lynmouth. So we're going to go straight over here. But if you went right at this roundabout, just down there you're going to find those 3 supermarkets. There's also a McDonald's as well, if you like McDonald's like we do. And from there you can find motorhome parking on the seafront as well. But I'll show you that when we walk down. So we've come straight on, and this is going to take us really quickly to the Caravan and Motorhome Club site. And again, it's one big wide road, so you don't have to worry about accessibility. This area that we're going to drive through is Alcombe. It might be pronounced Alcombe or Alcombe or something totally different, but to me it's Alcombe. So we're going to drive through here. Now just along here on the right there's another roundabout, and on the right as we go in from this direction there's a really good parade of shops, and you can walk to those from the site. Again, I'm going to show you that. But if you were staying at the site in your motorhome and you didn't want to drive off from the site, this parade of shops is excellent. There's a co-op there. This is the parade of shops here just now that we can see. There's an Indian, there's a pharmacy, there's a bakery, there's a Chinese just round the corner, a fish and chip shop and a pizza shop.
You've been doing your research.
I know it very well. We're going to be venturing off to the left here. So instead of going right, which I will show you later when we walk down, we're actually going straight over that roundabout. So that's the Alcombe roundabout. And just up ahead, this is where the club site is. So it gives you an idea about getting in. Now there's a motorhome ahead, he's probably going in there, he or she, and they have. And that's where we're going to be turning. So that's why I say, apart from the drive in on that little bit that we've just done on the 39, which can be a little bit cheeky in places, it's a really easy drive in. So this is the Caravan and Motorhome Club site here, just on the left hand side. So we're going to turn in here. Check-in is from 1 o'clock and it is now 12:47, so we're 13 minutes early. Oof, we're amber gamblers. So we'll pull in and wait. This is where it says new arrivals, and on-site traffic is obviously following round. This is actually the service block as well, and there is a reception area which is currently closed, obviously till 1 o'clock. So just as you come in, this is where we're going to find the facility block.
Got a little Reba troll behind us as well.
Thanks for that, Jules. So super. So once reception opens, which is just there, I'll get us checked in. We'll get on the pitch. We'll have a wander around the site, and then we'll have a
stretch.
And then we'll get down to Alcombe, walk down there, show you that bit, and we're going to walk into Minehead. So we will see you. Yeah, we're going to walk. So once we've checked in, we'll see you in a bit. So I've been and checked in, and basically on the Minehead site there's like lots of little cul-de-sacs. So once you've checked in, you leave your unit and you wander up and find the pitch you want. So we've come to the motorhome service point, which is literally just up from the reception area. Jules has put some water in and I've been off on foot, and I've picked pitch 46. Not for any majorly exciting reason. Looks like it probably gets some afternoon sun, and there's a bit of privacy on one side, which is always good for fudge. I'll let you start your engines. So there we go. So we'll venture up and round and head to pitch 46. So shall I just spin that one round, Jules? Or are you going to turn that on?
Turn this on.
All right. We're going to put the other camera on. It's exciting stuff, is this? So once we've got on the pitch, we'll check how level we are. I've currently just dropped a ramp on it just to bagsy it. You know, like when you've got a bagsy stuff. So I've dropped a ramp. So we'll see how level we are. It looks quite a level pitch, to be fair. It's quite a narrow pitch. So if you were with a car, an awning and Caravan, it'd be a little bit snug. I'm not sure what the crack could be with that, but don't need to worry about it because I'm in a motorhome. So we'll go around to the left here, just follow it around, Jules, and keep following it around, and our pitch is going to be down here on the left, the one I've chosen. as I say, there were quite a few to choose from. I didn't have any great special method, only that it was an end pitch, so just gives a bit of privacy on one side. We obviously go nose in, as you know, because our habitation door's on the right, so we'll have a nice view of the bushes. I like that because it gives us privacy. So yeah, so everyone else sort of reverses in and we get to go nose in into the bushes. So here we go, this is ours. I might have to just dive out and move the ramp that I strategically abandoned. Oh no, look at me, I think I'm all right actually.
Nowhere near.
Oh, get me. So right, levelling, got our state-of-the-art levelling device.
We are massively nose down.
Don't be so negative, Jules. Right, 1 second. Yeah, you're pretty right actually. we're massively nose down. We're also down on the right hand side. So what we'll do is, just squeeze through there. So what we'll do is, I'll get the ramp sorted out and then we might be a bit more level. So I'll see you on the pitch in a couple of minutes. So that's it, we're on pitch 46, very easy, and I've gone up on the ramps. I do need to get some higher ramps because that's the problem I found, is levelling. So Fudge is currently tied to a tree. I wasn't involved in that. We'll have to get his peg out and peg him out, but yeah, he's got a little bit of grass to sit on here as well, and I'm sure he'll be even happier once I've got him some water. So I'm going to get Fudge sorted out, and then what we'll do is we'll walk down basically to Minehead seafront and down through the town centre. You can see what the crack is with that. The site from my pitch, as you can see, there's a little service point just there. There's more pitches down there. That's quite a steep slope. I don't know if you can sort of see there. That's proper Dukes of Hazzard, that stuff. And then up there's another little cul-de-sac area. I mean, you see it's quite busy. It's the, is it 31st of August today? So a lot of people will have gone home yesterday, but there was quite a few people arriving just when we arrived. So it is still pretty busy. So that's it. I keep saying so. My friend Lloyd told me all I do is say so. So Lloyd, there we go. I'm sorry about that. So we'll head off to Minehead next. Okay, so the next part of the trip, I do apologise for the road noise, but I am on a main road. Come out of the exit of the site, and we're going to now walk out of the exit and turn right down towards that parade of shops that we saw when we came in. There is a bit of a cut-through walk on foot, but I'm not going to show you that because I'm just going to show you the simplest way to walk into Minehead. But if you want to know different ways, if you go on Google Maps and put in walk, it'll obviously show you. So we're going to come out of the exit and we're going to do a right turn. So that's going to take us into this direction here. There is a footpath all the way down because obviously it is a main road, and you can see down there's the parade of shops back to that little mini roundabout, and at that mini roundabout we're going to just do a left-hand turn and head off down the road into Minehead. So that's where we're going, so I'll bore you no longer and I'll see you back down there. So we've made it to the roundabout, which is here. At this roundabout, walking away from the site, we do a left onto this road that I'm going to show you. The parade of shops as we came from the roundabout, you can see there, you've got the Seafarer fish and chips. They are amazing. That's where I'm going to go tonight, I think, and next to it is a pizza place which is pretty good. So yeah, they come highly recommended. I've tried those both. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk down this road here. This road is one straight road all the way into Minehead itself. So we'll start making our way because Fudge is certainly ready to go. So what you're going to do is walk straight down this road. As I say, it's one straight road. Don't deviate off it and it'll bring you out at the Wetherspoons at the top of Minehead High Street. And it's about half a mile. So we'll trot on down here and I'll see you where we pop out. Okay, so I've reached the end of Friday Street, which is this road here. This is where I've walked down without deviation. Let's say it's about half a mile. You'll pop out next to this church that you can see here. And then over my shoulder, over there somewhere, that's where the Wetherspoons is. And what we're going to do is So this is Friday Street here. There's the Costa Coffee there, and we're then going to turn right and head down that way there. That's going to take us down sort of the main street. It's called the Avenue a bit lower down, and that'll take us straight down to the seafront. So it gives you an idea of where you're going to come out and what you need to be looking for. And that's the Wetherspoons there. It's probably a slightly better view of it if you like that sort of thing. And then there's a nice church called St Andrews, if you like churches. Not a massive favourite of my own personally. So let's carry on down that street, see what there is, and hit the seafront. Okay, so I haven't got loads of exciting things to tell you about Minehead like I normally do, but what I can tell you is over there at Minehead Kebab Centre, that does like amazing 18-inch pizzas for £13, which is a great fact if you're visiting. So yeah, Minehead Kebab Centre, really good. Of the avenue, you can see just down there, that's where we're going to find the seafront. So it's literally just going to bring you out, and you're going to come out down here, which is where the seafront pops out, and from there you can go left or right, but I'll show you that once we get down there. Okay, so we've walked down the avenue, we're now at the bottom of the avenue, and behind me is the seafront. Now you can go left or right here. I'll just turn you around. So where we pop out, say the seafront's here. If we carry on across this road, there is a path on the seafront itself, and it'll go all the way along there and lead us on to Quay Street, and you can walk out, and there's also a car park which you can get to on this road. It's not overly accessible for motorhomes. Otherwise we can go right, which is where we'll go, and if you head up there, that is sort of the main seafront where you're going to find the amusements and the fish and chips and stuff, and ice cream and bits like that, which is what we all come to the seaside for. And down there's also more suitable parking for motorhomes. Minehead itself is not great for motorhome parking. There is one in the centre, a car park, but the problem is the size of the bays. So what we'll do is we'll head onto the seafront and head in that direction and onto the seafront. So now we're at the Seawall. I apologise for the wind noise, and I haven't got a microphone on because it looks a little bit weird. But basically, the sea is obviously there, as you can see. It's quite choppy. This is over to the left-hand side. You can see sort of the Minehead Hill. Up there somewhere is the camping and caravanning club site. I'm not exactly sure where. I've driven past it before, but it is somewhere on that direction over there. So that is where you'd go to get round Quay Street, and over there it's some nice little houses, as you can see, and there's quite a good pub down there as well. So that's that way. Now the way we're going to go is we're going to carry on over this way. You can see over there, which we'll come to shortly, much better sort of sandy beach type area. Dogs are allowed on the beach, but there are some sort of times I think when they're not, but I'd have to see if I can find a sign on that. You might be able to see that over there. That's Butlins, well-known Butlins. That's where a lot of people do stay. So we'll carry on the seafront. Now, if you want some fish and chips actually down on the seafront, then the place I would recommend is that one there, Darner's, which for $4.99 you can have some mini fish and chips, which is what I normally get. So yeah, that one there, I've tried two, and that was the best of them. So there we go. And then we are now walking sort of along the seafront. As you can see, the sand's much better here, so if you've got kids that want to play in the sand, then this is going to be much better. Don't expect the blue waters of Cornwall here on the west of Somerset. Expect brown stuff, because I think that's just is it the Bristol Channel where it comes in, and over in the distance you can see Wales on a good day, and it's over there as well. Okay, so we've walked along. You can walk quite a bit further, but I'm just going to stop here. Just behind me there's a bus. So just behind me there's a bus. And I've got nothing to say about the bus because it doesn't relate to that. But just behind the bus, there's a roundabout just there. That roundabout, we've come from that direction and walked along here. If you came into Minehead, where I told you about Morrison's and Lidl, you would come down to this roundabout here. At this roundabout, if you were to carry on past Butlins and straight on down here, you'll see a parking sign. If you branch off left up there, there's some parking up there, but it's not good if your motorhome's more than 6 metres. If you were to carry on down the road, there's pay and display parking down that roadside, and you can there either park on an end bay with your overhang, or you could pay for 2 bays and park there. So that's another place that you could possibly park your motorhome. I've discovered what the hill's called up there. That is called North Hill. I saw it on a sign, so I've collared that one for my own. And then basically, obviously, you can just see the sea and the promenade. It carries on all the way just down to the end there. And I think there is a path further on that takes you a little bit further on a walk. I'm not sure if you can walk round to Dunster. Don't quote me on that. It might just be one of those things I make up as usual. So what I'm going to do, because it's quite windy and the sound's probably horrendous, I'm going to venture on. I think we've seen most of what there is to see. I'm going to walk back up to the Caravan and Motorhome Club site for a bit of peace and quiet. So I'll see you back up there. Okay, so we made it back to the motorhome after the winds of Minehead, and as you can see, I've got my big coat on. It's quite cool. It's probably, oh, I don't know, it's probably about 18-19 degrees, but because we've had really warm weather, it feels really cold. So we've just walked down. We came back to the motorhome. We've been back a couple of, well, how long have we been back? Now, a couple of hours maybe. And then we've just walked down to the parade of shops that I showed you before. And I went to the chip shop and Jules went to the kebab shop. So we've got some tea. So Jules went to Romano's, and that's his kebab there. Looks excited. And I got fish and chips. I started eating mine on the way back. I know you'll be surprised to hear that. And Fudge, what have you got? You've got nothing. Oh no, I'll have to get you some fudge treats. So yeah, I started eating mine on the way back. I'm terrible. I just can't wait. It's the story of my life. I'm so impatient. So I've still got some to finish off. I'd give them an 8 out of 10, to be honest, which that's not bad. I've had better, I've had worse, but yeah, an 8 out of 10. So it's really good that from the site here, you don't have to leave the site if you're in your motorhome. You can just walk down and get healthy food options like these. If you do want to be healthy, you can obviously cook on your own pitch, or I haven't really got any recommendations, to be honest. It's not really my style, healthy food, I'm afraid. So there we go. We're going to have our tea, and then it'll be a quiet night, and then we're heading off tomorrow morning. So we've had a really nice time, actually. It was just a very brief stop just to get away from for a night, and that's the benefit of the motorhome. That's the benefit of the motorhome. You can just drive off your drive, be on a site in like half an hour, go for a walk by the sea, and then get some tea and then venture off the next day. So yeah, really good. It's a nice little site. The facility block I've been in there, it's absolutely spotlessly clean, really well maintained. The site's really nice and quiet. It's got a really nice feel to it. So I definitely recommend it. And I think that's about it really. So we'll carry on eating. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.